Both Naruto and Avatar: The Last Airbender are extremely popular animated TV shows starring groups of children with incredibly dedicated fandoms. But is that where the similarities stop? After all, both of these shows have their individual fan bases completely unrelated to one another. Today, we'll be talking about the key ways in which Naruto and Avatar: The Last Airbender are similar enough to where some even believe that Avatar is a ripoff of Naruto. First up, they're fire-based civilizations. As you may recall, if you're an avid fan of either show, the focus on firepower is definitely a big aspect of both shows. CBR points out that in Naruto, the Land of Fire is one of the most powerful civilizations in the entire show, even though it may not be the largest. It's also the home of the main characters of the series. In Avatar: The Last Airbender, the Fire Nation is the all-powerful militarized regime committed to world domination to a self-destructive extent, wherein ends justify all their means. Now, of course, there's no conclusive evidence of the Land of Fire secretly plotting world domination and the murder of all wind-powered individuals, so take the facts with a grain of salt. Both of these shows fall under the jurisdiction of the powerful, enigmatic rulers of their respective fire-based nations, Fire Lord Oze and the Fire Daimyo. Next, they both have mentors. Okay now, this may sound like we're already scraping the bottom of the barrel here, since every single hero-based show has a mentor to guide our protagonists. But hear us out. Both Naruto and Aang have mentors who've helped them in similar ways and share a very similar and specific dynamic. And another thing, neither of them has just one mentor. So, unlike Harry Potter, who had one unfailing mentor for most of the series in the form of Dumbledore, both Aang and Naruto have mentors with whom they have different kinds of relationships. Aang, for example, has Monk Gyatso, King Bumi, and even the wisdom of past avatars like Avatar Roki and Kyoshi to guide him. These characters help him learn different lessons, all while helping him figure out his true purpose. Similarly, Naruto has a bunch of people who helped him through his journey of self-actualization. There's Jiraiya, Baki, Kurenai, Kakashi Hatake, etc., all of whom spent time and energy teaching Naruto valuable lessons. Now, onto their wind-based powers. One thing that might make fans compare the two shows, despite their obvious and many differences, is the way the protagonists of each show are written. And well, yeah, the chosen one trope does have its specific similarities. Both Aang and Naruto share more than just a few personality traits. Can you guess what we mean? Yes, we're talking about the powers they were born with. Now, assuming you disregard the slight technicality of Aang being the Avatar and having control over all four elements, he was born as an airbender, and assuming he wasn't born the Avatar, he would have led his life, albeit in the past, as a normal airbender, probably prosecuted by the Fire Nation. He also feels more comfortable and confident using them. In fact, he even combines his airbending tactics with other types of bending during fights. Naruto, like Aang in many ways, also possesses the gift of wind-powered super abilities. His chakra through his early development is wind-based. This is why, eventually, he'll be able to throw what'll become his signature move, Rasengan. And like Aang, Naruto also possesses a wide range of abilities that extend to more than just air swooshing, but that's what they feel most comfortable using in fights. Up next, they both never wanted to be the hero. On the subject of similar personality traits, let's go back to the chosen one trope. Both Naruto and Aang aren't the only characters to have had this trope bestowed upon them, and there's a specific characteristic shared by many heroes who are deemed as such by external forces like a prophecy or fate. Most heroes initially reject the burden placed upon them, and that's also the case for both Aang and Naruto. Aang, when he first finds out the weight of the responsibility placed upon him as the Avatar, can scarcely handle it as a young boy. He's, in fact, so terrified of his place in the universe as its most powerful being that he runs away and hides for 100 years, quite literally. That initial rejection of his role plays a huge role in how the plot of the show evolves throughout its 4-season run. Much like Aang, Naruto too willfully rejects his chosen status. He never wanted to be the Nine-Tails Jinchuriki. A big part of his arc rejects everyone else's expectations from him in a way that's suitable for his evolution as a character. A Reddit user put it as him refusing to let anyone control his destiny, and how the prophecies can actually be viewed as validation of Naruto's actions rather than a cause for them. Now for the elements. Back to basics, let's discuss how both shows revolve around the use of the elements as both superpowers and convenient plot devices, and how elements are their main source of power. In Avatar: The Last Airbender, we, the audiences, are told that there are 4 nations built upon the premise that there are 4 elements and 4 main types of benders: water, fire, earth, and air. Lightning, in Avatar, is part of firebending. The show's entire plot is centered around a protagonist who needs to learn how to make all of these elements submit to his will so that he can stop a genocidal maniac from causing further damage to his world. This aspect of the show, elements as superpowers we mean, is shared by Naruto. In the show, there are 5 basic natures, which are the foundation of all elemental ninjutsu. Fire, earth, water, wind, and lightning are all elemental chakra natures. However, unlike in Avatar: The Last Airbender, each element in Naruto is weaker and stronger than another. For example, fire is weak against water and strong against wind, and lightning is strong against earth but weak against wind. Of course, we have their tragic backstories. What's a superhero protagonist without a tragic backstory guiding all of their decisions? Mentally stable for one, but also a bit boring. There's a reason every single superhero has unresolved trauma, that's all we're saying. In Avatar: The Last Airbender, all of Aang's people were killed by Fire Lord Sozin. Every single air nomad was hunted and murdered simply because one of them could have been the Avatar. And as we mentioned before, Aang ran away from his destiny, which may have helped keep him safe from the brutal invasions and genocide. But as the Avatar, he possessed far more power than any of them, even at a very young age. However, his abandonment of the air nomads, some believe, definitely played a part in their extinction. Now think of Aang waking up 100 years in the future, where the Fire Nation has successfully taken over more than half of the world, and finding out that his entire species was wiped out of existence. Even if he couldn't have stopped them, guilt plays a big role in all of the decisions he makes. Naruto was also dealt a pretty bad card at the hands of fate. Both of his parents passed away when he was just a kid, and even though he finds ways of contacting them later in his life, that doesn't really change the fact that he grew up isolated and ostracized, wanted by no one. That kind of rejection really builds up on a child. The point is that both of these characters have complex histories that help shape them as human beings who help other people. And finally, we have the spiritual connections. Here's the thing, both Naruto and Aang have connections to spirituality in their respective universes. While it looks very different, the roots are placed on similar grounds. In Avatar: The Last Airbender, in fact, Aang himself is a generational spiritual being, born every time the last one dies. He's incarnated as the Avatar, descended directly from a line of benders who each were tasked with bringing peace among the 4 human nations and the spiritual realm. This task ultimately fell to the Avatar after Aang, Korra. In fact, his entire arc relies on building a better connection with the spiritual side of his person and letting go of all material objects, which included his crush and best friend, Katara. He also goes into the Avatar state unprompted and without any control over his actions if triggered enough. The Avatar state is when the power and wisdom of all past avatars is given to him. Naruto has a connection with spirituality as well. His show has him connected to the sage of the 6 paths Hagamoro and his son Asura. He possesses Asura's reincarnated chakra. See what we mean? It's pretty similar. Naruto too has his own version of the Avatar state that he goes to when he poses control over his emotions. And that's all for this video. Do you think these shows are too alike? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed watching the video, be sure to leave a like and share the video. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications by pressing the bell icon to get notified every time we post a new video. And we'll see you next time. Thank you for watching.